Nerdigans, this is the one and only Packer Girl 89, and today's Manga Nerdigan live reaction video is going to be for Tonikaku Kawaii, aka Fly Me to the Moon chapters 148 through 149, and also I gotta do part 2, chapters 3 and 4. So, this whole thing is so weird and confusing, with the first part and the second part in terms of numberings. But what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to do the chapters from part 1 first, and then I'll do the chapters from part 2 right after. Otherwise, it's going to drive me nuts. Anyway, so let's get to chapter 148 first, see what's in store for us today. And chapter 148 is titled The Moon and the Starry Sky. And with that, everything is settled. Yeah. What? Husband? Sorry. I was so relieved that my legs just gave out. Actually, I've been wondering for a while now, but, dear, what's with all the bruises? You see, I was having a hard time remembering what happened that day, so I was trying to think of a way to jog my memory, but I couldn't think of anything. So in the end, I figured recreating my injuries from that day might help me remember something, so... that's your reason? You're joking, right? No, I'm being serious. No way, please don't tell me you ran yourself over with the truck again, too. I considered doing that. But it seemed like it'd be difficult to control the collision in a way that I wouldn't die, so I wasn't sure if it'd be a good idea. Obviously not! I told you before, didn't I? You only have one life, so you have to treasure it. Well, yeah, but I wasn't able to think of any other way. Sorry, Tsukasa-chan. No, it was my fault to begin with, but I never thought you'd go that far. Seriously, though, please be careful. Remember, your life is more important than anything else. Yeah, thanks. Aww. Here's the kissing. Woo! Stop! Hold on a second, dear. Damn. Sure, there might be nobody around, but this is still a church. I see. It's just I didn't think I'd ever see you again, so I just couldn't hold myself back. I see, but even so... Nope, I still can't hold myself back. Hold on a second. Jeez, what happened to the cool and collected husband from before? Sorry, but seriously, I was so scared. I thought I had lost you forever. I'm sorry, but thank you for chasing after me. It's okay. After all, we're back together now. So everything is gonna be okay. Yeah. However, now that this is all settled, there's one very important thing I need to talk to you about. What might that be? This is a very important discussion about our future life as a married couple. Okay. From here on out, no more disappearing acts, okay? I'm sure you might have your reasons, and this time might have been unavoidable, but even so, my heart can't take much more of that kind of shock. Sorry, I'm really sorry. No matter what happens from now on, let's talk it out first. Whatever the problem is, we can always work something out together. After all, we're husband and wife. Aww. So sweet. Got it, I promise. Now then, let's go home. Yeah, let's go back. Let's go back to the home we share together. Let's go back holding hands under the moonlit skies of the starry night. Alright, let's get to chapter 149 here. Which is titled, I'll Turn This Place Into a Campground. We're back. For some reason, it feels like it's been a really long time. It's been a whole week, after all. I suppose, but even so, for just a single week, it's really become quite the mess, hasn't it? I was just doing a lot of testing and stuff. Testing? On top of that, why are there so many pictures of me? Never mind that. Chitose-chan was really worried about you, so you should let her know you're all right. Okay. That said, given that we're going to be moving soon, this is going to be quite the mess to clean up. Hmm? What's wrong? Nothing, it's just... We're not going to be moving after all. What? We're not moving? But why? Why not? How should I put this? Do you remember what we were talking about the day before you left? The day before I left? The landlord said that they'd like to have all the paperwork signed and delivered by the next day, so without you there... Oh, no! Come to think of it, that was a thing, wasn't it? Yeah. It's already been a full week since that happened, so... To be honest, I'm sure the landlord wouldn't have minded waiting a bit, but I didn't know if or when you'd be back, and I didn't want to cause him any more trouble. So in the end, I ended up canceling the lease. I'm really, really sorry. Yeah, you better be sorry. It's fine. Besides, I think it was for the best. I think that it was for the best. Sure, it might be harder for the two of us to get time to ourselves here, but this place is so much livelier, and it feels a lot less lonely too. That's why I think this was for the best. Thank you, Nasa-kun. Aww. Is Tsukasa-san back? My bad. You two were in the middle of fun. Kanami-chan, can you please stop barging into our room? Sorry, it's just I thought I heard Tsukasa-san moaning, so I wasn't moaning, and even if I was, that's all the more reason not to barge in. But I'm glad to see you're back. By the looks of things, it seems like you're back on good terms. Yeah, we made up, but... well, I'm really happy to see you two back together again. Long time no see, Aya. To be honest, I wasn't that worried to begin with. Nasa-kun isn't the type of person to cheat after all. Nobody was thinking that in the first place. But even so, I still think Nasa-kun's at fault for acting suspiciously in the first place. Hold up, I don't recall ever doing anything suspicious. You really don't? Of course not! But the moment your wifey left, you were inviting high school girls over left and right, so I just assumed... Oh my god. Oh, this bitch. Oh, this bitch. Assumed... Whoa, don't put it like that. You're totally misinterpreting what happened. But it's true, isn't it? You had all sorts of girls over every day, and I could hear you all screaming from way out here. No, that's not what happened, not at all. No, it's about time we left them alone. The two of you should take it easy for the rest of the day. Wait, hold up. You can't just drop a bomb like that and leave. The bath is still open, so feel free to use it if you'd like. Now then, if you'll excuse us. Hang on, at least clear up this misunderstanding first. I see you had schoolgirls over every day, huh? No, it's not what you think. It really wasn't like that at all. Foo-foo. You don't have to act so defensive. I never doubted you for a second. Plus, with all these pictures of me scattered around, it's clear that you never even thought about cheating. I guess that makes sense. But yeah, it's good to be back. When I thought that I might have to start on that long journey once again, I didn't think I could take it anymore. So, thank you. Thank you for never letting go of me. I'm back, Nasa-kun. Welcome back, Tsukasa-chan. Nii-sama, you're finally back? Chitose? No, how can you flirt a tongue like this? Do you have any idea how many people were worried about you? What? This is just... Jeez, you're a moron, Nii-sama. Oh my god. Okay. So now we're getting to back to where we were at in part 2, and this is where we were getting to Tsukasa's backstory, and where we were at in part 2, we were finding out how Tsukasa became immortal, and oh man, we just got Tsukasa's immortality. And chapter 3 of part 2 is titled "A Monster Without a Name." On that night, Kaguya made a declaration. I will be returning to the moon once more, so this will be the last time we ever see each other again. Once I put on this feather robe, all of my earthly memories will disappear, never to be remembered again. Upon hearing this, her parents and the Emperor were stricken by grief, for they loved Kaguya with all their hearts. That's why, as she departed, Kaguya left behind a letter and a certain elixir. For with the power of the Horai elixir, a panacea granting eternal youth, they could still exist together at the same time, even if they would never meet again. However, both their parents and the Emperor knew that an eternal life would be meaningless without their loved ones by their side, and so all of them decided not to partake of the elixir. As such, the Emperor called upon his loyal subordinate, my father Iwakasa, and ordered him to burn the elixir atop the tallest mountain in the nation. He ordered him to, but at the time, Iwakasa's mind was somewhere else entirely. He was thinking of his daughter who was on the verge of death. If he used this, his daughter would be saved. No matter how much it would cost him, his daughter's life was worth more. And so when he received the elixir, Iwakasa's mind had already been made. Even if it means betraying everything I stood for, even if it meant betraying everything I stood for, I wanted to see you live on. What a foolish person. Father, I would have been perfectly happy dying that night. Although it may have been for a bit of short life, I was able to help so many people, and I had my family by my side to see me off, so there was nothing more I could have asked for. I never wished for this eternal life. The word hell couldn't even begin to describe the events that would follow that day. Did you hear? Apparently Iwakasa's daughter gained the power of immortality. No way! How did she? Apparently Iwakasa tricked the Emperor and took Kaguya's elixir. Is that really true? Why else would the Emperor have ordered his family, entire family to be murdered? But if she's really immortal then, if that story is really true then, anyone who eats of her flesh would be cured of any illness. Oh no! The flesh of the immortal, it could cure any disease. If that's true, then I could be cured. My illness would finally, just a bite would, if it's true, if that story is true, then, dude, they would resort to cannibalism for this? Oh my god, these people. I saw it for myself. She fell down a huge cliff, then got back up like it was nothing. When she drank the medicine her dad brought her, she got better in a single night. She told me herself. It must have been Kaguya's elixir. This fucking asshole! She's running away! Capture her! All I wanted was to help other people. Don't let her get away! Archers, fire! Oh my god. All the people who were suffering from illnesses, all I wanted to do was help them somehow. She's still moving after being hit by all those arrows. The story must have been true. Get the chains, tie her up. But in the end, this is what I get for it. It's awful. She didn't deserve this. If you truly are an undying monster, even cutting you to pieces here wouldn't send you to join your father in hell. That fucking is awful. But I'm sorry, Iwakasa, you had that shit coming. You did not listen. I'm really such an idiot. To think that the people I tried to help were all this despicable. Now then, Immortal, you will grant us our wishes. Yeah. Ugly side of humanity, man. People, and the thing is, people don't get it. And I'm glad that Kenjiro's given us this. Because this is very important to understand ugliness. Who would ever grant the wishes of people like you? Fuck these people! Exactly! Fuck them! They don't deserve shit! She cut off her own arm! Damn straight she did! The chains! That power was one which surpassed human understanding. With that power, the sea of swords and spears before me was nothing to be feared. Damn straight, for weak human weapons like those were powerless to cut me down. Yes. By the time I came to, I was the only one left, a lone figure standing above the blood-soaked plains. This is everything. You giving me blood. Oh, this is beautiful. But hold on, I'm gonna make sure I'm right on this. I wish there was more blood on these plains. But man, this art is gorgeous otherwise. Oh my god. Oh my god, this art is beautiful. And so I came to understand that I had become a monster. She not the monster, though. She not. Them motherfuckers were the monster. Them motherfuckers were gonna eat her flesh! They were the monsters, not Yusukasa. So now we're on chapter 4. Part 2, chapter 4. I don't remember much of what happened after that. All I remember was walking for quite a long time. This is the shit that we saw in Kaguya's dream! All I remember was walking for quite a long while. I was hungry, I was thirsty, my body was torn apart, and my bones collapsed in on themselves. But no matter how much I wished, my body would never perish. No matter how many times I collapsed, it wasn't even a second before my body was fully healed. It was too much. My heart couldn't keep up with my own reality. Just, who am I again? I couldn't even remember my own name. All I knew was that I was no longer human anymore. Just, where should I go now? I lost count of how many times I had thrown myself off of cliffs, testing the limits of my own immortality. But all I'd ever hear was a dull thud, and in the end, nothing ever changed. This art is everything! As I gazed into the night sky, I'd always see the moon laughing coldly at me from beyond my reach. I wonder if Kaguya is up there. It was at that moment that it struck me. Would Kaguya be able to turn me back to how I used to be? Ah, that's it. How did I not think of this earlier? It was Kaguya's elixir that made me like this, so she must have some way to turn me back. Dude, I cannot wait. That's what we're going to have to see in part 2. Is Kaguya turning Tsukasa back into a human. That's going to be what's going to be done in part 2. Let's be real. That's it. I just have to go to the moon and find Kaguya if I can just get to the moon. But how? Or have Kaguya come to you. How could I get there? How could I possibly reach the moon? Could I just walk all the way there? Impossible. Humans can't fly. No matter how I walked along the earth, I never reached the moon. If the gods above ever took pity on me, perhaps they could use their powers to take me there? No, that's stupid. If they could do that, then I'd rather they just kill me instead. There's no way, no matter how hard I might try, a human could never reach the moon. Even though it's right there in front of me, just floating up there, right in front of my eyes. Kaguya, you're there, aren't you? Hey, Kaguya, you can see me, right? Please. It was all a mistake. This has all been some kind of mistake. I'm not the one you wanted to make immortal. It's all a mistake, really. This has all been some kind of mistake. I'm not the one you wanted. So please, Kaguya, come down here and turn me back to normal. Come down here again and turn me back to normal. I swear that's going to be what we're seeing in part 2. We better see this in part 2. I'm begging you can hear me, can't you? You're watching me, aren't you? Kaguya, I'm begging you, Kaguya, turn me back, Kaguya. Turn me back to normal, turn back to normal. Turn me back. Please turn me back to normal. I'm begging you. I don't remember how much I cried that night, but no matter how much I cried, I neither received any mercy from above nor any solace for my broken spirit. Are you crying? Remember, that's what Kaguya said. Kaguya said in her dream that she heard her tears, and remember, we've seen Kaguya say this too. I never thought I'd actually find you. You're the immortal who's been wandering around these parts, aren't you? Huh? No need to glare. I'm not like all the other guys that you've fought up until now. I have no intention of eating you. All I want is a bit of your help, but before that, here, wipe off those tears. I haven't been crying. Okay then. The world is a better place when nobody has to cry. At first I thought he was a pretty unpleasant guy, but he didn't seem scared of me whatsoever. After that, without even asking me if I wanted to listen, he began telling me about his pipe dream, about where this country was headed, about the future. Across the sea there lies a great country known as Sui. Eventually, your country will likely meet its end at the hands of its enormous military forces, families, clans, personal history. None of that matters to me right now. I'm just searching for talented people to join me in forming a new government and uniting this nation as one. All I want to do is create a great nation that could stand its own against those on the mainland. As such, on behalf of all the people who live on this land, I'd like you to ask for your cooperation. I wasn't the slightest bit interested. As far as I was concerned, this country could burn to the ground. I'm not interested. Besides, I already have my own dream. A dream? Yeah, that's right. I'm searching for a way to go to the moon. I don't care if I need some miracle to do it, but I'll find a way to get there. With that in mind, I don't have the time to help you with your little fantasy. Get out of here before I kill you. I see. In that case, I'll be the one to make your dream come true. Huh? Sorry, I don't have any way to get you to the moon either. After all, it's quite an extraordinary request, so I'm not sure if I'll be able to fulfill it, but even if I can't, my children will. And if my children can't, their children will. And eventually, I'm sure one of my descendants will find a way. Humans don't yet possess the power to go to the moon. I'm sure even the great country of Sui doesn't either. But eventually, through the efforts of generations of humanity, we'll definitely get there with our own power. Someday we'll get to the moon. Not through any kind of miracle, but through our own wisdom and courage. This writing is everything! So please lend us your power. Join us until the day humanity reaches the moon. Immortal, what's your name? I've long forgotten what people called me when I was human. I see. In that case, as the protector of humanity's future, please allow me to bestow upon you a new name. Tsukasa, a name which means to govern. I love this! For you will be the one who governs over humanity's history. This is brilliant! At the time, I still had no idea what he was talking about. But it felt like it was the first time in a while that I've heard such kind words. I can't trust you. Your goal is so outrageous it doesn't feel real at all. You might be right about that. But if I lend you my power and you manage to make that dream of yours come true, then perhaps I consider trusting you. I understand. I'll definitely see it through to the end. I know that's gotta be Nausicaa's ancestor, right? And I'll definitely be sure to fly you to the moon as well. Despite his smile, as he promised me that day, at the time I still had no idea just how overly idealistic his dream really was. But before I had even realized, the moon had disappeared from the darkness of night, and in its place, the rising sun had dyed the land in shades of gold. I had no idea if humans would ever gain the power to reach the moon, but for the time being, I chose to believe, and so my journey began. Come to think of it, what's your name? Me? I have a bit of a weird name, you see. Since I was a baby, since I was born by a bard, they call me Umiyato, which means stable door. That's not a weird name at all. You were given that name because your parents were happy that you were born regardless of where. It's a fine name. I see. You know, you're an unexpectedly nice person, Tsukasa. What do you mean unexpectedly? I'll kill you. In the end, I never was able to fully understand your ideals, and the descendants you spoke so confidently about all ended up getting killed too. Both you and your children, it all ended so disappointingly. But even so, the perfect future you were striving for is it the one? Oh, we ended up on the money. Is it the one I'm living in now, I wonder? Oh, Tsukasa-chan, what's that? Oh, hey, dear. I found this when I was cleaning out the storage room earlier. That's one of the old 10,000 yen notes. It's the first time I've ever seen the bill with Shitoku Taishi on it. Is that so? Well, it doesn't look like him at all. Well, what can we do about it? There aren't even any recordings from that time, let alone photos, so... Well, maybe just a little similar. Huh? Yes! I knew it! Well, maybe not. After all, you're way more handsome, dear. What are you talking about? Just about some guy who never told a lie. In chapter 4, it's titled Frisia. So, I don't know what is going to be going on with part 2, because, you know, after chapter 4 came out, we got, 2 more chapters of the first part. So, because from what I understand, was part 2 was going to be the continuation of this story, that it was going to be the second half of, the main story. So what I'm hoping for part 2, based on what we got with these 2 chapters, is that we're gonna get the rest of the shit with Kaguya, obviously, because remember what we saw Kaguya say to Tsukasa earlier on in part 1, and fuck even what Kaguya said in general in part 1. She is the key. Kaguya is the key to this. And what will be very interesting as well is what happens to Kaguya herself at the end of all this. Will Kaguya herself return to the moon, or will she stay? That will be very interesting to see. Because Kaguya wanted love too. We'll have to wait and see what happens. I'm hoping by the end of this that Tsukasa will, be able to be human. Hopefully we won't have a situation where she gets reincarnated and all that. I really hope that's not going to be the case. I really hope not. It's either going to be one or two things, where either Nausicaa becomes immortal, permanently immortal, or we're going to have the situation where both where Tsukasa, is able to grow old from, this point forward. I really hope it's that. Or, the reincarnation shit like we've seen before. I'm very curious what you guys think. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe to Nerdigans Inc. If you love what I'm doing and want to help keep this channel alive so I can keep bringing you more Fly Me to the Moon content, there's a few ways you could do that. You can donate to my Cash App, PayPal, Patreon, purchase something off my Amazon wishlist. All that's in the description box below. Also, make sure you follow me on Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, friend me on PlayStation Network. That's in the description box below as well. Till next time, Nerdigans, I will be seeing you later.